Okay. All right. We are so pumped for this one. Okay. Uh, hello. Hello. Welcome. This is beautiful. Hi, hi, hi. How are you? How are you feeling? I just sent you a
I'm
message.
yes,
Hmm.
yes, I've got your messages.
This is so fun. I'm so pumped today. This is going to be exciting. How are you feeling?
Still wrapped up in all the. I mean, I've had meetings today, and the projects are moving forward, and
Yeah.
I've got work to do. But I'm appreciating that you were the receiver of my
Oh,
rant.
aw, yeah. So important, and I'm
Call
totally
it a
here to
rant. It
listen.
was
And
it was
yeah, revelation, really, if you will, an aha moment, a big one, which
it
is
needed to be expressed
exactly, exactly. Let me pull this
out
up.
in the ether.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the whole point, right? So I'm so happy that you did. All right, I am so thrilled. We've got like 20 people signed up for this, so let's see
Yeah,
who.
I don't want to be by myself. Not that I don't enjoy
Yeah,
your
no.
wisdom all by myself, but
No, we've got some beautiful men coming in, which I'm so excited about. There's about 20 people who have signed up for today. So let's see how this pans out for us. In the meantime, I am going to get started. We only have a half hour. I do want to save the last sort of about 15 minutes for the energy work and the emotions work and how we get to the root of some of these things that we may be carrying without even our awareness. And that's actually the truth of pretty much life. So I do see some new faces here. We've got some people that are going to be tuning in here. Let me just put that on. Okay. My name is Asha LeCount. If you are not familiar with my work, I am going to pin myself. I am an emotional intelligence expert. I have done over 27,000 hours of emotional intelligence study. And I have also rewritten emotional intelligence with the understanding of feminine and masculine polarity. Why is this important? Because there's a couple of reasons, but number one, emotional intelligence was invented, if you will, quote unquote, in the 1980s. And the technology of EQ hasn't changed much, even though in the 80s and the early 90s we were playing Atari and Nintendo number one. So we have seen an amplified increase in artificial intelligence and not so much in the leadership development space at large, which happens to be a $3 trillion industry. And so that was a real eye opener for me when I began Beyond EQ about 6 years ago. And it came to me through lack of love in polarity in my relationship. I was drinking heavily at the time. I'm about 6 years sober now. I didn't look like this at all. I was very closed off, very overweight. Even though I was such a good woman, a beautiful leader, I really, really, truly was doing my best and making a difference. But I was dealing with plaguing anxiety and I had Hashimoto's and I had all of these ailments and things. And ultimately, I ended up with a cancer scare. And I knew that something was going on deeper. And that is the whole point of today's teaching as well, where what we want to really understand about the human system and emotional regulation at large is that it is both of our purpose as leaders in business, as well as the way we lead our personal lives, our inner thoughts, our relationship, our ability to tell the truth about our sexual desires and what we want to see when we create. This has been such a faux pas subject. And it really has to stop because everything starts with the root of this, okay? Everything, emotions and sexual energy, our life force chi. It's not awkward. In fact, we wouldn't be here without it, everybody. And it's about time that starts to come to the surface. I'm going to share something. Over the last 5 years of me developing this method, I've been really afraid to bring these two subjects together. And then I reinforced that by creating people in my life who told me I couldn't, you can't bring these two subjects together. You can't bring these two subjects together. And someone did it just the other night, and I finally got the message. I said, oh gosh, they're telling me I should. And believe it or not, that's where we're going to be heading with Beyond EQ is really talking about relationship dynamics, really inviting leaders to start stepping into a little bit more vulnerability, both as men and women. We need it. We have about 44% of women in the corporate system single and perhaps not even interested in dating men. And if you're a visionary like me, you know that may not end well, right? We want to get in front of that, right? If we want to have some fun and purpose in this life. So today's subject, I'm going to read what we're going to be talking about today. What if the way you lead at work, at home, and within could become aligned into one powerful expression of who you are? So I like to break this down into 4 areas. And I'd love to hear from you in the chat if you're open to sharing which area really is an area you want to work on. Is it your love life? Is it your health? Is it your is it your money and the way that you show up with your fiscal intelligence and your emotion, your fiscal responsibility? Or is it something more like art, like writing a book or stepping on stage or being or playing the guitar or something like this? Which one really speaks to you? Is it love? Is it purpose? Is it your health? Or is it something that you've been putting on the back burner? And go ahead and put that into the chat if there's one area that you feel you want to work on the most. Um, And what my goal is today is to show you how vital this is for yourself and for those who come into your life by giving you 3 takeaways that you can use to become aligned in this energy, okay? So I often hear people tell me how they might be dealing with a lot of head talk or anxiety, or maybe even that, like, you're at a point in your life where you've had a lot of financial success and you're ready for something more, or maybe your love life just is bland and vanilla and right, and that's so common as well. Um, and no matter where you are in any of those successes, the beauty is that it can go even deeper. And what I'm finding now more and more with my really high achieving clients is that we're starting to unlock like really cool gifts, like energy gifts and like desire to speak, desire to move into like stage presence or things like that. So feel free to put in the comments which area feels like it might be um, resonating for you. Okay, good. Okay, let me just go ahead and pull this up. So, what I find more often, I'm going to share something. Number one, it doesn't matter what you do nearly as much as you understanding that we are all on a journey to find ourself and our relationship with the divine or the source within. In my practice, I say God, Mother, and Father for my practice personally, but you can choose whatever aligns for you and your own belief system. And yes, it matters what we're building, but not nearly as much as the connection piece. In fact, it's 90% connection. And I've been speaking a lot on the collapse of Rome. And interestingly, I was in the pool yesterday and I ran into a friend of mine and he and I were talking about this and he's in the pool and he was like, I can't believe you're bringing this up. I've just been thinking about this so often. where the collapse of Rome was internal. They collapsed from the inside out. There was division. There was a rat race for wealth and power. And there was also a rat race for increased technology. They were increasing their own technologies at the time really, really quickly. Interestingly, this is pretty much exactly what we're doing, right? We don't want to repeat that same pattern. And what we learn from studying those types of errors is why did that happen? And what I see is very, well, very specifically, if you're into the fall of Rome, I'll share. Marcus Aurelius, when he's a Stoic, he was very Stoic, like almost super Stoic, like lacked a heart or like entertainment when he was really, really stiff. And then his son went into reign. He reigned Rome right after Marcus Aurelius passed away, and he was way over the top fun and theatrical and like really into comedy. And that started to deteriorate the ecosystem of Rome. So we had one man who was running it who was really, really stoic and maybe a little bit on the serious side. And then we had his son who was the polar opposite. So someone like myself, and maybe this is going to resonate for you, is wow, what if we bridged the two together? What if we had a really potent love and fun and joy and essence of like creation and that kick-ass structure and logistics and masculine energy that we need to create. So, what I see in my mind is masculine and feminine energy and really helping people kind of blend both. And maybe, just maybe, that is exactly how we remedy a potential fall of Rome, or in our case, the United States. And I'm just going to read quickly what Nathan wrote, and then I'm going to get into the three key takeaways that you can work with in order to understand how you can become the same man or woman, both at home and at work, and the way you show up 360 degrees. Yeah, Nathan saying the relationship I have with myself, expecting to hear no and how much I need to hear yes. Yeah, this relates to people in business and in intimate relationships. I love that. Or even just an exchange. It doesn't even need to be a full relationship. I understand completely. So normal, right? So we get into like the deeper forms of our emotional patterns and our, it borders onto expectations as well as rejection and what actually happens to our nervous system when we are quote unquote rejected. You know, Nathan, I'm going to share like just a couple of, the men clients that I work with, perhaps they've left a relationship where someone has like really put them down. And then when they go to express themselves, they feel scared. They can feel scared to express themselves and shut themselves down. I don't know, Josh or Jim or anybody who else is on this call, on the replay as well, if you can relate to that. But we end up shutting off these like fun aspects of ourselves, which I can totally relate to as well, or start to hide because we feel like we've been rejected. Um, I've recently done many events and I have not had the big win, quote unquote, from these events. It was very difficult for me to keep showing up and teaching internally, guys, because I'm like, oh my God, like no one likes what I'm doing. It's so ridiculous what the mind can tell us, but it's just saying you can keep doing it. You can create anything that you want. And if my vision and mission is to bring humanity together, well, I certainly hope I'm on the right path, right? But my mind's like, oh my gosh, it's not working. It's not working. I keep getting rejected. I keep getting rejected. I make it about myself. And this is so natural. It's so natural. I even say, no matter how kind you are, you can say something very kindly, but if a person is really intertwined in really dealing with rejection in their own mind, they can hear it as an insult. They can hear it as something that doesn't feel very good. And so we want to look at that on an individual basis and then really based on the way we lead at large. So let's get into these three patterns so we can get into some energy work. Number one, mastering your emotional patterns. So the three steps that we're going to do, these three takeaways for you as an emotional intelligent leader in all of the areas of your life is starting by mastering your emotional patterns. So we do this by identifying unconscious emotional loops that shape our decisions and our relationships. And then we have to learn how to shift them. So awareness is one piece. After the awareness, we have to integrate the awareness into what I like to call the aha moment. That's when we become what we call embodied. So, how we do this is we start to identify a story that we're running on that may say, every time I put myself out there, I get rejected. From that place, we want to then identify three emotions that come with that story. Let's say you are a leader at work and nobody listens, or my wife never listens, or my partner never listens, or my team doesn't work nearly as hard as me. We might have an emotional reaction of anger, frustration, and defeat, right? And so we want to label these three emotions and then privately feel each of the three emotions. So for 90 seconds, you want to feel these emotions. This is going to help you very quickly if you are able to do this, you know, I would argue three to five times a week in order to start treating this like you would any muscle in your body. That's how you build the intellect of your emotions. So you identify the negative thought pattern or the story, write it down, and then write down three emotions associated to that. And then I want you to feel each emotion for 90 seconds. Okay, this is the first step of educating yourself on your emotional patterns and then doing something about it. Now, you can also work with me. I'm going to be offering a one-on-one session at the end of this event at a really great price for you to come in and do some work a little bit deeper if you'd like. The second thing, you want to communicate from after you do that, you're going to have the ability to communicate and influence with authenticity, with a cleaner emotional capacity. So we don't want to be taking our dirty emotions, out into public as often. I mean, it's really interesting because we kind of need it for certain people. That's why I always say, pay me. If you're married, pay me. I'll handle all your emotions for you. I'll take care of all that stuff for you. That's what I often say to my men clients and also my women clients. I say, you don't want to bring that into your container. You want to kind of learn how to do this. This is what we do in Ignite, my community as well. We come together and we talk about these things. So this is how emotional intelligence communication starts evolving. Emotionally intelligent communication is a combination of knowing exactly what you want and having kindness at the same time. There is a difference between the old school emotional intelligence and what I'm talking about because there's empathy is not, we end up watching people please. We can watch men in particular back down in this energy. If there's too much boundary and too much, it's almost like this like entitlement. If there's too much of that, we can watch men and women back down. So we want everybody at this height of like really high level influence, authenticity, and respect. So this is where we really start looking at the way that we communicate with emotional intelligence. And then the last but not least is to align and take action. Okay, aligning your energy to the life that you want to create, the body you want to have, and the skills that you want to have, and the money that you want to have. It starts with your energy. I have shared this a few times with my clients, but I started about a month ago writing just my weight on the wall in the bathroom. I've got a piece of paper. I'd write down my weight. I'd measure my waist every single day. And now I'm down 7 pounds. in less than, I think it's been like 24 days. I'm down 7 pounds. I haven't made many behavioral changes to my diet. I mean, I eat pretty well and I go to the gym, of course, I'm pretty active, but it wasn't about that. It was about setting the energetic intention, the emotional intelligence intention, and then not thinking of the outcome along the way. So you might do that with having disagreements with your spouse. Maybe it is about your weight. Maybe it is about your bank account. Maybe it is about writing a book. Maybe it is about pick one thing that you want to do. Maybe it's about dating, right? Like if you're in the dating scene, what ends up happening is we can find ourselves really frustrated and then we like take ourselves out of the game before anything has manifested. So, starting with those small behaviors, that's energy. That has very little to do with Botox or peptides or, going to the gym more. It's not about that. 90% of it is our energetic state. Okay. So those are the three areas that we can work on to really start to get you into this emotional intelligence leadership template, what I like to call the 360 leader. So I'm going to share this with you in the comments. I'm hosting quantum sessions for only $159 a session. My quantum sessions typically are about $589 each. This is an excellent opportunity for you to come in and share with me what's going on. It's a private session, just me and you. We share what's going on for you, and then we will do some energetic meditation and adjustment on you specifically, and then you leave with actionable steps. So have a look at that and feel free to take a look. At the bottom of that page, you can also sign up for Ignite, which is my community. It is an 8-week community. It's absolutely amazing. So if you're like, I don't need an appetizer, Asha tea, I'm ready to go all in, come on in. Nathan is in that program and we have so much fun. It's all about the energy. It's all about getting you aligned to your highest version, like right now, not tomorrow, not in 20 years. A lot of men on this call, love you guys, love overthinking. Enjoy life, live now. It is all about taking risks on yourself and saying, holy shit, you know what? I do deserve that. I fucking deserve that. Okay. And live. This is the human experience. The human experience doesn't stop at the bank account. It doesn't stop, at the gym. It is so much more expansive. And I'm so excited for those who are inspired to come and join us. I know, Nathan, we're so happy to have you. I just adore you. Like everybody, I love my clients and I love everybody who's here. Even if you're not signing up today, that's totally okay. I'm so thrilled that you came and experienced this with us. So, what we are going to do now is we are going to drop into some energy work. I've only got about 9 minutes. I got a firm stop because I have theater this evening. So I do want to set the tone. We're going to really look at the 3 steps that I just taught: emotional patterns, identifying your emotional patterns, communicating with influence and authority, and then aligning your energetic action to the life that you want to create. So mastering your emotional patterns, communicating with influence and truth, and then aligning your energy to take the action. I'm going to take those 3 pieces and do some nice meditative work so that the teachings go deeper into your system. Okay. What does that mean? It means basically that you get them way faster than if we were to sit here and talk about them all day. So let's go ahead and drop in. If this is your first time experiencing my energy work, I highly recommend that you don't drink alcohol for the next 24 to 48 hours. Be prepared too that you could have some beautiful shifts in your reality. And many times, big emotions come to the surface, and that is completely normal. My only advice and my requirement is that you feel the emotion. So let's go ahead and close our eyes and just drop in. And we're going to begin by taking some nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose or through the mouth, whichever feels more comfortable for you. I'm going to go ahead and invite you to breathe in through the nose and taking a nice deep breath out, just relaxing your body, listening to the sound of my voice as you drop deeper and deeper into a state of relaxation. I'm now going to invite you to visualize yourself in the center of your own body. As you are in the center of your own body, you are standing on a stage or a platform that is running around 360 degrees. So, one of those beautiful theaters in the round that you might see at a Cirque du Soleil show or an outside venue, somewhere beautiful, the stage in the center, 360 degrees around. We are looking at your inner personal functioning. And when I say we're looking at your inner personal functioning, I want you to look out to the crowd in front of you. And perhaps to the right, you see something that looks a little distorted. Maybe it's a person or some sort of piece of rubbish or some sort of event that is causing a little bit of chaos on the right side. And I want you to now take a spotlight and shine it onto this particular area and bring it to the light, inviting this pattern, this story, this disruption in your energy body to come to the light, the surface. Good. You're now going to begin turning with your right shoulder moving backwards as you're stepping over, like with your left foot, you're turning around. And now we see another one just straight ahead, a little bit closer this time, something that's happened a little more recently. And this time you're going to sing down to it, make eye contact with it, and shine the light onto this, spotlight onto this one as well. And it looks scared, it looks confused, it looks hurt or rejected or betrayed. And I want you to now go ahead and just make a connection with this particular segment of you in the crowd and let it know that everything is going to be okay. It's okay to come to the surface. It's okay to be seen. It's okay to be in the light. We're now going to go ahead and move around, and this time you're facing the back of the stage from where you were standing before, but it's not really the back because this is 360 degrees. And this time you see a distortion far, far away, all the way up in the nosebleeds. This were Fenway, it'd be all the way above the green monster, really, really high up and far away. Something that happened maybe not even in this life, something that's been stuck or lodged from your grandfather or your grandmother or your great great grandfather and his experiences in life, something that has been coming to the show for multiple generations. And now, what I want you to do is take your hand and throw one of those amazing t shirts at this distortion, at this fragment, at this piece of yourself or this ancestral piece, and throw a t shirt and watch this fractal, this person, this energy, whatever you see in your own mind's eye. Open up the t shirt and hold it and lovingly wear it, feeling comforted, feeling special, feeling excited to be a part of your life. And you're going to go ahead and give a nod of approval and gratitude for these beautiful codes that you've been able to take into your current experience. We're now going to go ahead and continue to turn around. And this time you see something in the middle of the crowd, and it's with another person or another thing. So there's multiple things that want to come to the surface in this one. And it feels like a big gift that you have that you've been holding on to, or you've been maybe perhaps a little nervous to bring to the light. Maybe it has to do with your presence, your charisma, your sexual energy, your ability to create with potency, intention, and almost like it almost feels like a stamped down like solid power. And it's really quite big. So we're going to go ahead and just really give a nod of appreciation and like, yep, you're coming to the surface. I am ready for this. I want this. I'm excited. Good. Let's take a nice deep breath, allowing that to anchor in over the next 72 to kind of 72 hours to like the next week or two, allowing the idea to come forward and then the ability to take action. And then we're going to go ahead and turn you all the way back to the front. And you see a few more, and I'm going to invite you now to just take your hands and like wave them over the crowd, just allowing your hands to kind of feel the energy of your own energy body, your own crowd, your own, system, DNA structure, coding, whatever you want to call it in your belief system. This is a really fun visual. This is making you the star of the show and reminding you that you are the star of your own creation, your own show, your own performance. And it is here that you are able to help others to become their own star of their own performance. And we'll see unification emerge in ways that are so exciting, so thrilling. And you're right here in the center of it, leaving a legacy for your family, for yourself, living now in the moment. Now, knowing there's almost like a rebirth energy here I'm feeling, which is like you've got permission to like reinvent yourself, like go for it. Now is the time. You don't have to wait anymore. And it's so powerful. It's so exciting. You never know what's around the corner for your gifts. And in finding these gifts is really what keeps you alive, what keeps you going, what keeps you excited about having purpose in life. And I want you to now, as you take a nice deep breath, I want you to draw your attention into your heart. As we draw your attention into the heart space, you're just going to feel the energy of action, activation, authority, presence, confidence, stability, sending out an energetic signal to take action toward what it is that you see, what it is that you desire, but from a state of openness, from a state of understanding that it is okay to take risks, that it is okay to be audacious in what you believe and what you say. And that energy is just so beautiful because it's intentional, this energy, but it also has a beautiful flow to it, feminine and masculine energy. Really integrating that for yourself. Good. Let's take a nice deep breath through the nose. And to finish, I'm going to go ahead and just cover this session in a beautiful white light with some golden flakes in it, like golden crystallized flakes. Almost looks like tourmaline or like not a tourmaline, but more of like a topaz, white clear topaz with golden speckles inside of it. Just going to go ahead and pour that over this session, reminding you that your deeper connection is to yourself and to the source of the universe. Lest that be God or some greater power, or maybe just energy, as it is a clean, potent, powerful energy. Clean, potent, powerful energy. There's something I want to share as we're wrapping up now. There are three energies. There's the masculine and the feminine. And there is the third energy. So some of our relationships, you can be with men and with women and all different types of people come into our lives. There's a resonance that exists in the third energy. And there is also repelling in that energy as well. Our goal is to be resonant with everyone, starting with ourself, our relationship with ourself, resonating with our own self. That's why we do these beautiful inward journeys, so that you can maintain homeostasis, peace, and calm as you are identifying truths, as you are speaking up, as you are making moves that may not seem like they're aligned for others, and allowing your soul to guide you with clarity. The more we clean this, the more the soul can guide us with clarity and intuition that isn't coming from an instinct injury. It's coming from your benevolent soul and your benevolent heart. Really good, beautiful work. And just that reminder to trust, where you are, trust in God, trust in the divine, trust in yourself, trust in those around you, and sending you so much love. When you're ready, you can come on back into the room. Beautiful. Okay, my beautiful souls, I have to run away. I want to just, before I do so, we've got about 2 minutes. If anybody'd like to share, take themselves off mute, or you could drop something into the comments if you have anything to share. If you're watching this on YouTube, please leave a comment below. Go ahead if you'd like, Nathan. Do you share something? No?
Won't get into the details, but it was quite a visual meditation for me.
Oh, I'm so happy.
It was a lot seen
Oh,
in that scene during that meditation. A lot of history,
oh, isn't that beautiful? Wow.
personal history.
Amazing. Well, it's so good to be able to bring those things to the light. And I'm so happy to, guide you into different aspects of yourself that are excited to come to the surface. Um, it's an exciting time for all of us. Thank you for sharing, Nathan. I'm hoping, your share will hopefully inspire other people to do this again if you'd like. You can enjoy this as many times as you like. This will be on YouTube, and really allow yourself to be familiar with the gifts and the pain that lies in the darker parts of our audience in this case, right? Those in the crowd. Um, I'll just drop this link one more time. This is for the quantum session at only $159. I'm going to be running these for a while. I've been really, really enjoying doing these sessions, um, and meeting just so many beautiful people. And I'd love to connect with you further. So please come in when it feels aligned for you. Or if you know anybody who's stuck or a leader that might feel like they want to express themselves more, please feel free to share my Instagram handle at BeyondEQ Official. We are also available for keynotes and workshops, straight emotional intelligence for revenue and retention within the ecosystem of corporate environments and universities. I also speak to just getting another job today, another event where I'll be speaking with the sports department at a large university on sabotaging patterns that happen at the elite level within the sports and entertainment industry, because there's so much that comes out, right? Because they've already achieved so much as athletes, and sometimes when we achieve so many things, we're looking for something else to bring us joy. We often look outside of ourselves. In the case of the NFL, for example, they're 4 times more likely to be addicted to opiates than average humans, and also 78% more likely to be bankrupt within 2 years of retirement, because of the uneven energy. Okay, so energy has to go somewhere. And so we want it to go inside as much as possible so we can make stronger decisions for humanity at large. It's how we do it. Otherwise, we start chasing things outside ourselves. And that's fun because money is fun and nice things are fun, but equally, how do we do this so that we're making sure that we're putting the human race at the front? That's really what it's all about for me. And I like to start with individuals on that one and then inspire people to get on board as much as you like. So on that note, I will wish you all well. It was so beautiful to see you. Thank you so much for joining us live here and then also over here if you're catching it live. And I will see you soon. I'm looking forward to hearing from you if you're down for a session. And if not, you can always join us in Ignite. All of my links are on my Instagram handle, and that is run by my team, my Instagram. So please feel free to reach out to my team member if you need anything. You can also email me. My information is pretty much all over the place, and I'll look forward to seeing you soon. Bye. Bye.